It's time for Friday Fabulous Florida.
There is a gigantic alligator in my kitchen.
A look at the weirdest stories from our weirdest state.
There is a lawsuit underway against Say It Ain't So, against a Dunkin' Donuts franchise. They call it Dunkin' now. I think they dropped the donuts.
Because it's cool.
Yeah.
It's hip.
In Orange County, Florida, a stop for coffee escalated into what's called a traumatic ordeal in the lawsuit.
What?
Guy filed suit against Dunkin', claiming that a toilet exploded on him in the restroom, covering him in, if you guessed human feces and urine, give yourself points today.
Gross.
That's right. It's not always a pretty picture at Dunkin', apparently. Paul Kerouac filed the lawsuit in the 9th Judicial District Court against this Dunkin' franchisee. He claimed this incident happened last year, but it's taken him this long to wipe the excrement from his eyes, long enough to meet with his attorneys.
Your
to
Honor, I
file
need a
this
recess.
lawsuit. What's that, John?
Your Honor, I need a recess.
Yeah, the recess. I don't know. My machine is down. I don't know.
Well, this is what happened when you have Dunkin' coffee. This is no Coachella.
I guess it's not.
Nobody wants old beans.
Yes, exactly.
Your Honor, I'd like to ask for a recess.
There
Old
it is,
beans, kaboom.
Apparently, there were enough people who'd left there having asked for a recess that the restroom had issues or problems with the toilet. The Dunkin' people said they were unaware of the problem.
What, the exploding feature?
Yeah, the exploding feature. It's apparently he suffered bodily injury, is what he's saying, and psychological damage, resulting in pain and suffering, disability, permanent and significant emotional damage. There's really nothing that's going to bring him back from the trauma that he endured in that Dunkin' as a result of the toilet explosion, except he's willing to take offers as to things that might make him begin to forget that trauma.
Cold hard cash.
Yes, exactly. Florida thieves steal over $45,000 worth of Legos. If that wasn't bad enough, the Legos were donated for hundreds of sick kids.
No.
What?
Say it ain't so. These Legos were donated to these kids who are battling cancer.
Come on.
It was set up, this whole donation, by a local business, V Pizza. The V for Victory is a campaign associated with these kids who are
Do they have a basement?
battling cancer. What's that? What?
Pizzagate?
Sorry.
It's Florida. I thought maybe a conspiracy.
I see. All right. Well, it's a
They don't.
Nothing.
They don't all work. They don't all land. Work.
Good day, sir.
Yeah, that's all right. We appreciate you trying.
Fabulous producer, John Daly.
All right, and we got it.
More coffee.
The pizzeria's owner, again, the pizzeria was behind all of this, said that the amount stolen means about 440 children and their families won't be receiving any joy-bringing gifts, and that his own son battled cancer, and he started this, and now, can you imagine stealing that kind of amount of Lego? And these
You're
are
a
gifts.
mean one, Mr. Grinch.
Yes, exactly. Very Grinchy. Florida man accused of exposing himself. There you go. That's
now
good
we're
old
back. We're back.
at Polk County Sky Zone. Wow.
Uh-oh.
But you know what Polk County means, isn't it?
Yeah, we do.
Isn't that Grady?
Yeah, Grady Judd.
Grady.
What he's got going here is a situation.
He pulled his britches down at the Sky Zone, says Sheriff Grady Judd.
There's a reason that this place is fun.
Well, I think
Love the expression on Judd's face in that picture.
that is J.D. Grudd, and Grady Judd, and he says this is a family place where you take kids to play. Those pants were slapped down to his ankles, and he was pleasuring himself, if you know what I mean.
No.
Yeah.
That guy's got a strong look.
Yeah.
If you paint him green, he could be in the Grinch.
He doesn't look like he's somebody who would who have much pleasure in his life. But
What's a
He's got
guilty
the
pleasure
highlights.
you have?
You know, he's
I
got the
like to
Ryan
go to-
Seacrest highlights.
he does. He could clean up pretty nicely, actually. Not only was the lady in charge able to give us a clothing description, she was able to give us a physical description, if you know what that means.
No,
What he's
Grady,
got
tell
going
us.
here is a situation.
I know what that means, Grady. Thank you. Meantime, on the other side of Florida, a woman is suing Hershey for $5 million. Says that her Reese's candies don't have carved designs. This is a lawsuit filed in federal court saying that Hershey violated Florida's Deceptive Unfair Trade Practices Act. They say in the lawsuit that those deceived into buying a Reese's peanut butter product based on false and deceptive advertising should deserve some compensation. They gave multiple examples of how the candies lack the details seen in the photos. You see how on the photo of the label, Kim,
Yeah.
you've
Yeah.
got a little smiley pumpkin?
Sure. Yeah.
And
Well,
that's
don't
the,
see
artist,
jack-o'-lantern
that's the
face.
artistry you're paying for, right?
Yeah, exactly.
When you choose Hershey as the artist.
It's not just about the taste is the point. Exactly. That is a lawsuit that we will keep you
It was
posted
wrong,
on.
it was
Again,
stupid, and I'm trying to be a better person.
Don't come
And
between a woman and her chocolate.
the lawyer for
Take
the
you to
plaintiff
federal
says,
court.
quote, plaintiff would not have purchased the Reese's Peanut Butter Pumpkins product if she knew that it did not have the detailed carvings of the mouth and or eyes as pictured on the product label.
Of course. You open the package and what a disappointment.
Kelly's suit intends to form a class action complaint against Hershey, meaning that other customers can join that class and they can be part of the action. Good luck, all of you deceived Reese's customers. Meanwhile, on the other side of town, a missing teen girl is found in the home of a man who abducted her after logging into World of Warcraft.
Ugh.
What a creep this
Scary.
guy is.
Ugh.
He traveled across state lines to pick up a 16-year-old that he wanted to marry. He was arrested with the help of World of Warcraft. There he is, Thomas Ebersol, 31, taken into custody and the missing teen girl found inside his house. Investigators discovered the young victim had signed into her World of Warcraft account at the suspect's Sunshine State home. Another gaming account that belonged to Ebersol was also signed in from the same address, according to authorities, and that allowed them to hone in on her. When investigators confronted Ebersol at his Denellian home, Denellian is the name of the community, he at first denied knowing the girl before allegedly admitting that he drove to the Buckeye State to bring the victims back to his home, to bring the victim back, where he could hide her with plans to eventually marry her.
What a creep.
The Buckeye State, of course, is Ohio.
Everyone knows you don't cross state lines.
He allegedly claimed he was in a romantic relationship with her, even showed authorities texts between the two on a messaging app. The messages supposedly outline Ebersol's plan to meet the victim in Ohio and have sex with her, though he knew it would lead to criminal charges. So he's charged with meeting a minor to engage in, sexual activity.
Was
blah,
he
blah, blah, blah.
was he charged for that haircut?
John not happy with his booking photo look. Yeah.
He'll probably get a better haircut in jail.
Everything wrong with that young man. So
No, no, no.
exactly. A Florida man in a unicorn floaty
There we
Oh.
hooks
go.
a 10-foot shark
Oh,
in a case, and he's towed 4 miles offshore.
Mad Libs. There we go.
In a case of who caught who, a man is dragged out to sea in his floaty after catching a large shark.
It's like a Florida fever dream.
This is like
Did he have did he have a fishing pole? Like, how did he catch a shark?
a man in a rainbow unicorn floaty apparently hooked onto a shark while out fishing, and he was
Wow.
dragged by the shark miles offshore.
I had the craziest dream, man.
Yeah. To borrow a line from the cop in Jaws, you're going to need a bigger boat. I'm catching a shark, he yells. And based on the video, which you see here,
I don't think that's going to work.
he is going to need something more substantial than that unicorn floaty that he's in. It's all fun and games until you catch something and it drags you out to sea, right?
Yeah.
Based on the video, the guy had been fishing near the beach in Fort Lauderdale when he hooked onto the shark and was dragged 4 miles offshore.
I'm just saying, maybe if you're on a rainbow floaty, you don't want the shark near you. Maybe you should just let the pole go. I don't know.
At what point do you let the pole go?
Yeah. Well, the whole thing is...
That's my favorite fishing pole.
He he goes down with the rainbow floaty.
You can see they tossed him a line, they got him on board, and once on board, he proceeded to grab the rod, land the shark, and all's well that ends well, except for the poor shark who had to endure this, and then ultimately,
that's awful.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. A Florida woman punches her dad, who's 73. She was angry over the sound that his oxygen machine was making.
Did you really just do that?
It's a large machine that makes a beeping sound to tell you that it's still functioning.
That can be very annoying.
I'm still alive. Not getting my money yet.
I didn't see that coming. Kim on the side of the woman who slaps her old man.
I'm not.
A Florida woman taken to jail. She allegedly slapped and punched her 73-year-old dad in the face over his oxygen machine making a beeping sound.
With your iron rod.
Wow. Christine Granados, she's 49. Take a look at her. Here she is after she needed to get away from that beeping so badly that she was ready to go to jail for it. She is enduring a charge of domestic battery on a person of 65 years of age or older. What makes it worse, Kim, is that your favorite lady, Christina Granados, did this all on Christmas Day.
Oh,
that's right.
No.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
I thought you were going to say on crystal meth.
Is nothing sacred.
I'm just saying.
This is a word from the Lord, and he's not happy.
Yeah, it's not cool, man. They were arguing about the oxygen machine making a beeping sound, and Granados punched him in the face, and cops were called. A Florida business owner shoots the landscaper who was working alongside for blowing leaves onto his property. That's what
We've all been there.
Don't do it.
We're all agitated, but I could see firing a warning shot as an American in the United States of guns, but I don't
That's
see
what you normally
shooting.
do, right, Mark?
What's that?
That's what you usually do, right?
I don't. I usually turn it into a TikTok or something.
Oh, okay.
An agitated Florida tire shop owner, I don't know why that's germane to the story, faces attempted murder charges for shooting a landscaper who blew leaves that were across the street onto his property. Claudio Arendel, he's 52, the owner of P&P Auto Tire Shop in Gladeview, Florida. They may want to lose one of the P's if he's convicted of the, it'll just be P Auto Shop because the other P is in P for prison. The landscape was assigned to, a landscaper assigned to clear leaves from his customer's property before leaves started to land on Arendel's property. Witnesses said that they heard 2 gunshots and then saw the landscaper falling to the ground with an apparent gunshot wound to the leg.
Last time a blow leaves onto that property.
Yeah. Witnesses showed the landscaper sitting on the street in front of a pool of blood holding his leg.
That's awful.
Yeah. Well, this guy's going away.
Yeah.
You got a picture of him, Albert? He doesn't look too happy. I don't know what he expected to have happen. But meanwhile, in another property dispute, there was a violent altercation. Florida woman allegedly whacking the neighbor with a hammer.
Ooh.
This was over a property
Smash
line.
it with your iron rod.
2 neighbors in Florida got ugly with each other. One woman was arrested, allegedly striking the other with a hammer. The conflict erupted as Kelly Figueroa of Spring Hill.
She looks so happy.
She does. Actually, she looks like
She looks like she's from Florida.
I was going to say, it looks like Florida happy. It's not super.
It's not her. It's not her first booking photo. She's like, "Let me go get my makeup kit."
The 50-year-old woman was charged with aggravated battery with a deadly weapon. She and her neighbor involved in several incidents amid an ongoing dispute about the property line between their homes. On the day of the incident, Figueroa said she was placing lawn stakes in her backyard. Oh my God! For placement of a fence to be installed, when she was approached by her neighbor, who she accuses of pushing her. A witness, the neighbor's son, said that was Figueroa who pushed the neighbor before striking her with the hammer that she was using to place the lawn stakes. He also said the argument over the property line started because Figueroa was reportedly placing the lawn stakes in her neighbor's yard and not in her own. No observable injuries, but they did find swelling and bruising on the left wrist of her neighbor. Wow, what and I believe that closes it out. We had a lot here, Albert. You did serve up a really good segment. What is the poll in the chat? What are the choices, sir?
I'm actually trying to think of the last choice. I might just put Grady Judd in there just as a default option. But exploding toilet, unicorn floaty, turn down that oxygen machine, dad, is a choice. And then I think just Grady Judd. I think he's just going to be a permanent fixture in the polls.
All right, so Grady Judd was the guy who was pleasuring himself. All right, so let me just remind you, we'll have to choose a favorite.
Grady Judd was pleasuring himself?
Grady Judd was dealing with the man. Grady Judd.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, maybe he was too.
Yeah. The only pleasure Grady has is in cleaning up the streets, John.
There's press conferences.
Florida man sues Dunkin' Donuts. That was the exploding toilet. It douses him in feces and urine.
Arf.
Yeah, not on the menu. Florida thieves steal over $45,000 worth of Lego that was targeted to be delivered as Christmas gifts for hundreds of sick kids who are battling cancer. A Florida man accused of exposing himself at Polk County Sky Zone. That's Grady Judd.
There you go.
Yeah. And his quote was, "Those pants were slapped down to his ankles." So
what he's got going here is a situation.
Florida woman suing Hershey. She's angry at Reeses because the peanut butter pumpkins that she purchased did not have the cute faces that were depicted on the wrapper. It's a class action suit. It wants $5 million. She might get more if there are more people in the class. Missing teen girl found in the home of a man who abducted her after logging into his world of Warcraft. That's what gave him away. He was planning to marry the 16-year-old. A Florida man in a unicorn floaty hooks a 10-foot shark that towed him 4 miles out to sea.
That's crazy.
A Florida woman slaps and punches her dad, who's 73, over the beeping sound that his oxygen tank was making.
Also crazy.
And it happened, I'll remind you, on Christmas. A Florida
Merry
business
Christmas,
owner business owner shooting the landscaper for blowing leaves onto his property. And the property line dispute turning violent when one Florida woman allegedly whacks her neighbor with a hammer. We don't want to pick a favorite. We view this as picking between children. We love them all.
Yeah.
But the bylaws of the Mark Thompson Show program require us to pick a favorite, and so we must, and we start with you, John Daly.
Oh, this is tough. I can relate with the beeping story, but elder abuse is not cool, so I'm going to go with Unicorn Floaty. Original.
Unicorn Floaty, guy towed out.
Fabulous
I
producer,
do
John
think
Daly.
there is a lot to recommend that story.
Yeah.
I like the Mad Lib stories. Just plug in different things.
Yeah, it's true. You're right. It's also got a lot of Florida stupidity associated with it.
Right.
Yeah.
Where you're messing around. They're all messing around down
That's
there.
the magic
they're messing,
sauce.
Yeah, they're messing with cars. They're messing with wildlife. They're messing with meth.
Having a good time.
Yeah. Kim, how about you? What's your favorite,
I
please?
have to go with the Rainbow Floaty. Yeah.
Rainbow Floaty. Wow. Yeah. Albert, before you tell us your favorite, what is leading in the turbo poll?
The unicorn floaty, of course, is
unicorn floaty.
It's a runaway, but I do like the jubilation. I do like the excitement that Kim has gotten from this oxygen machine story. Obviously, elder abuse not okay. But,
no. Not an advocate for elder abuse. Let me
But
just say
it's
that.
very shocking that Kim found it a little funny. So I'm voting for Kim personally. So
I see.
That's my vote this week.
Well, Unicorn Floaty is, I have to tell you, I think this is a three-way photo finish. It is the Dunkin' toilet explosion, which I think has been underappreciated by our group. And the Unicorn Floaty, which maybe has been overappreciated or maybe appropriately appreciated by our group. And I think that Christmas Day smacking your dad because his oxygen machine is making beeping sounds, I got to say, that's a horrible story, but it's very Florida, and that does get my vote. I'm sorry. I think that's the... But Unicorn Floaty seems to be the... Or Rainbow Floaty seems to be the runaway winner.
Have we ever had one where we all agreed? All of us? I don't think so.
I think so.
Oh, I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think we definitely have. Yeah,
Kim's not always like listening, so it's okay.
This is John Daly. John Daly with a
Hey, we're
very
familiar
fabulous
now.
producer, John Daly.
John, well, I'll talk to you in a moment. Anyway, thank you everyone who joined for this segment. We love it, and we appreciate you voting. And that is Friday Fabulous Florida for today.
This has been Friday Fabulous Florida.
There is a gigantic alligator in my kitchen.
Y'all come back now here.
Kim. Hi, it's Mark, and I thought that was great. Hit the notification bell. You'll know whenever there's a new video being dropped, and please subscribe to our channel to help us save the universe.